Welcome to This Explainer, where we're diving straight into the incredibly intense first chapter of The Hero Returns. Look, if you know the genre, you already know the tropes. But today, we're not just looking at another warrior swinging a big sword. We are stepping directly into the mind of a deeply fractured protagonist. We're going to feel the crushing weight of a doomed world before the very first battle even kicks off.
Right off the bat, notice how we start. We don't kick things off with some explosive battle or a triumphant victory. Instead, we're hit with these haunting, ghostly pleas from the fallen, literally reaching out from the darkness. You've got hands grasping upward, voices begging, "Oh hero, please, save this world." It immediately grips you, right? It perfectly establishes the absolute psychological crushing weight placed on our protagonist. Up front, we see that being a hero isn't a title of glory here. It's a terrifying chorus of desperate, drowning voices demanding salvation.
Section 1. The Burden of a Hero. See, before we can even begin to understand the warrior, we have to witness the trauma that forged him. We aren't looking at a stoic, invincible savior. We're looking at a vulnerable child weeping for his mother in the dark, completely isolated, despite the massive expectations of the crowd screaming his name. It really just grounds the whole story in visceral, raw human emotion. He is just drowning in this deep reluctance and total exhaustion. He's asking, why do I have to be the hero? I don't want to do this anymore. It's too hard. It practically forces us to feel his agony. The big takeaway from this opening sequence is that the title of hero isn't some shiny reward. It is a terrifying, exhausting life sentence that he literally never asked for.
Moving into part 2, a desolate awakening.
Bam! From the suffocating void of those memories, the dream just abruptly ends. He literally plummets out of the sky, crashing down in this massive explosion of brilliant white light, right into a ruined, rain-slicked battlefield. He has zero control over his return. He's thrust violently back into the chaos, and the physical reality of his waking nightmare begins.
And the literal second he hits the ground, the cold, calculating system officially identifies him. Awakened, Kim Sun-jin. He's no longer that crying child we just saw in the void. He is a scarred adult warrior, thrust back into the grim fray. The system absolutely does not care about his inner child. It only registers the weapon he has become.
So, sitting there, amidst the rubble, battered and bleeding, he lets out this heavy sigh. "And here I thought I'd be able to get some rest," he mutters. He realizes instantly that his hopes for even a brief moment of peace are completely dashed by his surroundings. And the rain pouring down on him just perfectly adds to the overall bleakness of the atmosphere.
Part 3. The Endless Monster Swarm.
But hey, that sullen moment of reflection, over in a heartbeat. Survival mode activates. He looks down from the wreckage at a massive swarming sea of monsters, but look closely at his face. He's actually smiling. He casually brushes them off as annoying bastards. Inside, sure, he might be fractured, but out here, facing a physical threat, he is entirely in his element. He knows exactly what to do with monsters.
Then we get this system prompt flashing on the screen. Mana load at 97. Mana level at 9. Now, if you are familiar with the power scaling of this universe, major alarm bells should be ringing in your head right now. He isn't starting from scratch. He has returned as a fully loaded weapon, entirely primed to detonate. And oh man, detonate he does. He launches into the air, his sheer speed and lethality on full display, rendered with these incredible purple lightning effects, just slicing right through the rain. And right in the middle of this slaughter, the universe officially stamps him once again with the very title he wept over in his dreams, Hero. The source of his deepest trauma is literally the exact thing fueling his supernatural momentum in reality. This whole chaotic slaughter culminates in a devastating ground strike. He comes crashing down, splintering the earth, and unleashing a massive shockwave that blows the surrounding horde into literal dust. It's just an overwhelming display of raw, unadulterated kinetic energy. But here's the catch. Despite this godlike display, the toll on him is immediate, and it is immense. He clutches his chest, panting heavily, coughing up blood. His power might be monstrous, sure, but he is trapped inside a failing, mortal body that has just been pushed to his absolute breaking point. Which brings us to part 4, facing the demon Fafnir. Because right as Sungin drops to one knee, coughing blood, the warm-up ends. The towering demon boss, Fafnir, descends upon the ruined city. Radiating this imposing dark aura wrapped in purple flames, Fafnir's sheer scale instantly makes those earlier hordes look like child's play. Then Fafnir speaks, and his mocking, arrogant words just cut right through the pouring rain. You truly are humanity's hero. What enviable strength. The demon acknowledges Kim Sung-in's power while simultaneously belittling his desperate, bloody struggle. It is a psychological attack right on the heels of a physical one, weaponizing that heavily loaded word, hero, against him all over again.
So now we have this ultimate standoff. Fafnir arrogantly claims Sungin has earned the right to be assimilated, basically viewing him as nothing more than a powerful snack. But Sungin, he doesn't cower. With a fierce vow, he promises to bring the beast down and make that dark power his own. It is no longer just about survival. It's a fight for absolute dominance. When you look at his battered, bloodied expression staring up at this insurmountable, colossal threat, it says it all. He is far from finished. His physical body is failing. The emotional trauma runs incredibly deep, but his willpower, that is absolutely terrifying.
And that leaves us hanging on a seriously thrilling, provocative question to wrap up this explainer. How can a reluctant hero, a guy already pushed far past his physical and emotional breaking points, possibly defeat a catastrophic entity like Fafnir? I mean, he has the title, he certainly has the mana, but does he have the sheer endurance to survive the nightmare? Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into Chapter 1. Keep your eyes on those narrative details, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.